Forget to do. Got it. So, okay, this is our motivational moment or minute. So I'll call on Ben. Here, Ben. If you can read our quote of the day.
Wow, that's a beautiful quote. Keep your face always towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you.
So, what does that mean to you?
Well, it tells me to first and foremost look up and be thankful that we're here and to be so good that they can't ignore you.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's what that means to me right now. Good to see you all. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a beautiful quote.
It is. Compliments, or is that what you're saying? Of Andrew. Of Mr. Andrew. So keep your face always toward the sunshine. What's our next? Okay. Oh, that's right. I go here. Oh, we have birthdays. Whose birthday is today? There's someone's birthday today. No one in here in this room. Okay. We have a ton of April birthdays. A lot of people are busy 9 months earlier. So that's awesome. So happy birthday. Enjoy every single moment. Happy birthday. And we also, let's see who's here. Oh, Simon has a birthday this month. Oh, you just had it this weekend. Happy birthday. Woo! Then Tammy, our very own Tammy, has a birthday coming up soon. So happy birthday. All right, Larry, who's not here at the moment. He's probably traveling around. But congratulations on capping. Yeah, he gets 100%, right? For the remainder of his anniversary year. So that's always exciting. So that's always the goal, right? It is to cap. And if you guys don't know your path to capping, for those of you that haven't capped, then come see me. And we'll put the action plan together. But that's always the goal here at Keller Williams, right? Is to cap away. So we have new agents who joined since last week or the week before, Carmen and Roxana. So welcome to the party. Okay. Oh, is Marisol on? Ooh. Bill.
Yeah,
Hey, not yet. So I want it. Alejandra. Where is she? Oh, there. Okay, so did Marisol jump on?
I haven't seen her yet.
Okay, so just wanted to introduce, we know that and we'll share some pictures. We had an amazing going away party for Dotsie last week. So she's gonna go, I won't do that. Make babies, right? Make some babies. I just can't help myself.
She's going on her honeymoon.
And then she's going on a honeymoon like for 2 weeks in Europe in June. So that was a goal of hers at the beginning of the year. So she's venturing out on a lot of different things. So I'm super excited for her and just obviously, deeply grateful for everything that she contributed while she was here. We will miss her immensely. And then we are super excited. Alejandra, right, is obviously taught by the best, right, by Dotsie. And Dotsie left her in good hands and the binder of the last 7 years of things to do as the MCA. And then also I was hoping, but we'll make sure an introduction is done. Marisol out of the Bakersfield office is an incredible MCA. So she'll be the executive MCA and just, for a period of time while she's helping continuing the training and experience and support, right, for Alejandra and the office. We just want to make sure that we're always taking care.
Is that her?
Yeah,
Oh, there you are. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me go like this. Let's go. Let me stop sharing for a second.
You use the three dots.
What? Come on, you guys.
And then pin.
Or spotlight for everyone.
Spotlight.
Yeah, there we go.
And then you.
Oh, there you are.
And then unmute.
Marisol,
Hey guys,
how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay, so this is Calabasas. So if you want to just give a little intro and give us a little bird's eye view of your awesomeness, that would be great.
Okay. So I've been with Keller Williams for a year, a little over a year. I started in February of last year. I come from an accounting background, so that's what led me here. I wanted to become a real estate agent, was trying to get my foot in the door, and then this opportunity just opened up to me. And then I was asked to assist Calabasas. Alejandra is great, so she's just making sure she's on top of everything, giving me a call anytime she has any questions. And yeah, I'm just here as a support for all of you guys.
All right, awesome. So thank you. Yes, we jumped on in and I was laughing at the both because I'm like, they both kind of look like. I'm like, are you sisters? And we didn't know it. Sisters from a different sister. All right, awesome. So thank you so much. And then I look forward to meeting you in person in at Mega Leadership.
Okay, yeah, likewise.
All right, perfect. Okay, thank you. Have a great
Thank
day, and we'll talk
You
soon.
too.
Okay, so. All right, so now I go back to here. Share.
There we go.
Fabulous. Okay, so thank you all. Hey, Alejandro, you have anything you want to say? Yeah, she's doing amazing. She's jumped right in, so thank you. Thank you, Marisol and Alejandra. Okay, then you guys know what's up next. So congratulations again on being our ATL. I'm excited to do Mega Leadership with you next week as well. So if you want to come up and talk about our Ignite program and launching it and all that good stuff, whatever you want to share.
Awesome, guys. So Ignite, who here has done Ignite before in its various forms? So way back when Ignite was a series where it was one meeting at a time, and I've seen it kind of in different ways where we digest it all on a Saturday, and our brains are, at least my brain's only good for like 15 minutes, kind of melts away, right? So Ignite, the way we're structuring it this time around is 2 classes a week, a focus on goal setting, a focus on time blocking, a focus on prospecting, a focus on open houses, systems, negotiating contracts, win-win deals, the whole 9. We know the market is changing up, down, sideways, parallel, whatever that is. There are fundamentals that no matter what the market is going on, this stuff works, right? When the pandemic happened, I literally cried for like 6 hours and then said, okay, I got a mortgage to pay, just closed escrow. Lester had done my loan. I was like, oh my God, this thing's like crazy. So I literally just started talking to 10 people a day, added 10 people to my KLB command, sent out 10 handwritten notes. I didn't send out cards, and I still previewed properties by driving by them. And those fundamentals, the basics that we learned here today got me going. That same year, make $165,000. The following year, $500,000 GCI. This year, we're looking at $1 million, all from just basic 10 a day. You know, we throw in bold come June, I believe we're doing bold, June, July. This is a workup to that point. When you jump into bold, I hate to say it, but without Ignite, bold is really ineffective. Only because you get thrown into this fire of meeting 100 people a day with no place to place them, right? You build habits of sustainable growth. Now, all of a sudden, when you drop 500 contacts in a week into your database system, that can translate to 25 to 50 deals over a very short period of time. So guys, we're gonna do a launch this Friday. We're just gonna go over some of the things I just talked about, and a week and a half, 2 weeks after that, we'll launch Ignite. I encourage you guys to be here. I'll be making calls with you, the second part of those Ignite events, and we're gonna hear each other on the phone. Our role play will be live play. So it'll be the actual calling of our database, our top 10. We'll mix in some cold calls in there too, or what I like to call gold calls, and get that mindset right for the market that we're in, the market that we're heading into. So thank you guys.
That's awesome. Question? Is it in person?
In person and on Zoom, it'll be recorded. So it will also be thrown into whatever library that we have.
Okay.
It's open to everyone, by the way. I mean, I use Ignite almost every year except for 1 year that I didn't, I think of my transition year I didn't jump in on any of the Saturday stuff. But every year I've done Ignite. All but 1 year I've done Bold. I did Bold online. I'm a junkie for this stuff, but it's because its fundamentals never change. I mean, the same way we see NFL athletes go to training camp, this is our training camp, right? Ignite, Bold, Mega Camp, all this stuff just really reconditions us to optimize and be the best we can be.
Yeah.
And again, it's for everybody.
Just a question, so the Wednesdays are gonna be 2 hours and the Fridays are 1 hour?
Right,
correct?
so I kind of messed up on my schedule, but Wednesday 10 to 11 and then 11 to 12 on the call. And then on Fridays for the caravan, remember part of Ignite is previewing 10 properties a week. Even though you don't have a client to show, and maybe initially, it still gives you an idea of what you're seeing in the marketplace. Like right now, if you go on MLS, if you look up 5-bedroom home in the West Valley, there's like 80 of them now. Like they're all starting to crop up, right? 1.2 to 1.5 million bucks. But you get a sense of what's happening in the market. You get a client who's like, hey, I can buy up to $1 million, what can I get? You can come from a place of confidence that, hey, you might not even see the house, you might have a deal for them off the bat. So, but yeah, that's how that would work.
So Friday will be 10 to 11.
10 to 11, and then we jump right into caravan. Awesome. All right, any other questions? Anyone feel like maybe this is too low level, high level, mid level?
That is amazing. We're excited. We love you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah, because the cool thing too about the training and the opportunities that are allowed here is that we all get to learn from one another, right? Whether you're new, you've been in the business for a gazillion years or been in for just a few years, whatever the case may be, we all learn from each other because we come into this industry with all kinds of different talents, right? And that's what I always share with you guys that, hey, you know what? Because a lot of times people, when they come into real estate, they're just like, I don't know anything. It's like, no, that's not true. You may not know some of the verbiage and the language or the contract yet of real estate, but you have this whole wealth of knowledge and professional experience that you're bringing to the table, right? Even if you're brand new, I mean, we have some people that are 18, 19 years old that are coming into, well, you're 23? 25. Okay, she's kicking ass, and then all it's just like, it's just no fear, right? It's just a matter of just like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be attached to any of the outcome. I'm gonna, maybe my life experiences are extensive, right, compared to this old person right here, right? But it's just different, right? You have your life experiences in whatever period of time that you bring to the table, and one of the best things is you don't care. You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna fail forward continually. And that's the beauty of this business is that you can indeed fail forward, right? You hear amen?
Amen.
All right, perfect. All right, cool. Okay, so I'm super excited to chat with you about our job, right, is to provide perspective to our database, right? It's all perspective. Right, we can listen to the media all day long, and we'll be like this in a corner, right? If we take everything that they're saying or their headlines to heart. What are you thinking about over there?
Yeah, a house.
Right, I know. So come here, okay, here. Okay, so but the cool thing is with the crazy and loving audience that I have right here, I have. May from escrow, I have Title, Ben and Jamie from Title, I have Lori from Title, I have Cindy, our lender, right? So I really want to make this next discussion. We're going to talk about this for probably the next maybe 30 minutes, okay, about the perspective of what's happening right now, okay? So there's two things. One, we'll go through more of this in another team meeting about you guys personally, but I want to share with you how to have the conversations with your clients, right? Because it's really, it is all perspective. So if they're just looking at the headlines, they're going to go, oh, it's 2008, 2009, is that all happening all over again? Oh, what's going on? Should I wait, right? How many buyers are you guys working with right now that, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because that's what we're hearing.
Yeah, that they're just like, oh, I want to wait, or I don't know, or blah, blah, blah. So the cool thing is I have the slides too from family reunion. Yes, was that over a month ago, but it's still, it's the, is this just a habit, just looking at your phone? Like, get it out. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys, I made all kinds of notes because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything. But remember, it's our job to provide perspective to the database. right? And we're gonna go through some of the slides, but affordability, right? Affordability is what drives the market. Okay, and please with, especially the people that are in the different arenas, right? Like I said, I want this to be not me just talking. We can, because you guys are out in the trenches all the time, right? So I'm open and excited to hear what you guys are experiencing and what narrative that you guys are giving. But affordability is the juice, right? That makes the market go or stop. Right, that makes the market go or stop. It's all gauged by affordability. I have to put my glasses on. Okay, so affordability is the real estate industry. Buyers must be able to buy in order for sellers to sell. You're just like, okay, Stephanie, that's like basic 101, right? Right, but it's true. I mean, sometimes when you guys like, right? So let's go back to the basics. Just like, hey, let's have conversations with people. Right, and a lot of you have heard me the story. Sanaz, where are you? Where is she? But anyway, made a call. The person wants to sell. Huh. That's awesome, right? So want to sell, but hey, I need to find a house. Okay, well that's challenging, but we're up for the challenge. Let's make it happen, right? So people are out there. But hold on, I want to talk. I have to go like this, guys. Hold on. Right here. Okay, because. Everybody see it? I know you guys can, but so we have Vision 2022. So I want to go to the slide. Here's home sales. We're gonna go back to but we're talking about affordability at the moment. Bear with me. We got all this shit to go through, but okay, affordability. Okay, here we go. Look at. So this really, like, look at back in the 80s. Holy shit, right? So what this represents is 36% of their income went to their mortgage, right? Which is extensive, right? But look at where we are. And yes, our interest rates going up, and we'll bring that up a little bit. But historically, look at the affordability factor, right? Here's where we are. 16% of people's income is going towards their mortgage. We're still under the baseline there, right? So the long-term average is 20.3. We're still significantly under that. So that's why it is our job to be the real estate resource, right? The real estate, the economic market, because as I'll get into, as for the buyers, is it an emotional game? Except for the investors, right? But is it an emotional game, right? It's their why. They want to get into a house, right? But now they're hearing, oh my God, the interest rates are going up. Really? Okay, yeah. Is it, cheap money at 2.5%? No, but where are we right now?
I would say 4.5 and potentially climbing. And my feeling on this is, rates are going up, yes. Gas prices are going up. Am I driving any less? No. Am I gonna stop driving? No. Am I gonna stop living somewhere because or stop buying homes or whatever because the rates have gone up a little? No. And the only thing that you are going to miss out on if you decide to stop because of rates is opportunity. Because I had people who were quoting, I was quoting in the twos for refis and they couldn't pull the trigger.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. Now I just look at those notes and I laugh. And it's like, dumb. You should have done it while there was opportunity. If you have opportunity and need and desire, you should buy a house because this market is not static. It moves. It will come back. We'll refi you later down the road. Things will be better.
I look at rents. I mean, you want to rent a house in Canoga Park, you're dropping Canoga Park, $3,500. The rent is great. Yeah, a 3-bedroom T-bath. You're better off. I had a conversation with a client. You're better off paying $3,200 in Granada Hills. What is another $1,000? You're inside of a house with reasonable down payment, and it's not a short-term game. We know that people are going to keep their homes for maybe 10 years or longer, and off we go.
Yeah, for sure.
4,000 a month.
Oh, it's a lot. Ben, were you gonna say something?
Oh, no, just to tail on what Philip was saying, talk about controlling the narrative. If you look back when the total highest number of units sold in LA County, I believe it was 2005, 2007. The average rate was, I remember doing wholesale mortgage, people were stoked on 6.5.
Yeah.
But I will say this, you know, what is the true interest rate of rent? It's 100%. You can't write off the interest. You're not getting appreciation. You're literally taking your money from this end and throwing it over there. So control the narrative there. Also,
You're not
tax
fixing it for 30 years either.
right, exactly. So also the taxes of home ownership, right? So we can factor that in. And also remember, when you're talking about controlling the narrative, it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. True or true, right? So let's not let crazy Uncle Eddie or the news media control our narrative and our perspective. It's up to us to educate and train and let them know, take a deep breath, put their trust in you, the pro, and you'll make sure you get on the other side. But they're not building any more land. So get in it now, right?
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to tailor on Philip's comment on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Terry Lynn.
Yeah, it's just the perspective. I mean, 5 years ago or even 8 years ago, oh my gosh, 8% was like, oh, I hope it's 8. 4 is historically low. I mean, even 5 is like historically low. And if they're gonna stay in the house, I mean, just like these gentlemen said, it's just the perspective. If you're gonna stay, you can eventually refi, but that's still an extremely low rate. It was what, 19% at one time? I mean, it's just, wow.
Yeah, so Marcia.
So here's a question on the flip side, and how do you handle it? Because you can present this all day long, but the difference between those numbers is that prior to 2008, the banks were giving money away. So therefore, you could qualify at 35% of your income. Right now, you can barely qualify at 16% of your income, provided everything looks great. So what do I say to somebody that comes back to me and says that? Because that is true. And I have an escrow right now that I've got my claws into trying to save. With people that make over $300,000 a year are paying over $5,100 a month in rent and cannot get a loan at 70% down payment with clean credit and steady income because they are freelancers. And it's a nightmare right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, they definitely, there's always gonna be, I mean, we talked about it over the weekend,
Right,
or no, yesterday.
yeah.
Yesterday about, they have special circumstances, then that's where, okay, well, maybe, because different lenders can provide different opportunities.
Right, and we're with a lender that does a lot of entertainment. So at the end of the day, a lot of it is the fact that they won't let you make that kind of a deal anymore due to the government restrictions, and then COVID tightened it even worse because of so many people going into, financial problems, not being able to make payments if they were freelancers. So how do you respond to that is my question. It's like when somebody comes to me in the entertainment industry and says that, and I'm dealing with lenders that specialize in this. COVID was a tough year for everybody in entertainment. If we're going back 2 years on records, they've got a bad first year.
So in self-employment, this is a perfect commercial for my class coming up, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's okay.
But my class
Glad I can give you the,
is all about
They practice it.
how to get loans if you're self-employed, how to get the best loans based on your circumstances. There is a spectrum of loan options. There isn't just one.
Right.
And your story sounds like they're trying to go full doc, which is great
No,
if they
they're not.
can.
No.
But there's other ways to go besides full doc, all the way to stated income.
They have structured, restructured, and restructured on every single alternative. But the 2-year thing is what's killing them. So we've done stated income, we've looked at it through bank statements only. We have looked at it W-2 only. We have looked at it as a combo, which is where we are now, trying to make it work. And I think this is now what
We
made it
should
fall
definitely
through.
talk offline, but,
Yes, have that conversation.
yeah, but.
So you wanna talk about just give a segue into your class and then we'll move on with this?
Well, that's it. I mean, anybody here self-employed? Anybody here want to get an income break or a bar loan or anything, So if you wanna know, this is gonna be a deep dive, and we're gonna really look at how do you structure your finances so that you can get the best loans to the next best, et cetera. So it will be good information, obviously, for you personally, but also, you know, to have the knowledge when you're talking to your clients. And I would say, just to generalize your circumstance a little bit more, is that this, with the rising rates, there are gonna be some people who are just gonna fall out of the qualifications. That doesn't mean we stop looking, we stop trying, or we don't set them up, because my mission or whatever you wanna call it, the way I operate is, if I don't have a loan for you today, I'm gonna have a game plan for you today. And you're gonna know exactly what you need to get to the next level.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so her class is, oh, it's not today, it's next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. Oh, and then you guys can talk about your class on the 19th. Okay, cool. So so thank you, everybody. So also, you know, we have the lack of inventory, right? Which is a thing, right? So, but it's a matter of really, you know, stepping up, and instead of accepting, oh my gosh, there's nothing on sale yet, or nothing for sale, then go make something for sale. You know, go make it happen for you. It's just having the conversations maybe that you don't want to have, or a little fearful or whatever, but just talk to people. That's what this industry is all about, is having conversations, because we'll probably always have some kind of housing shortage. And what's crazy is, so we have a 4 million housing shortage in America because the builders can't keep up, right? The builders can't keep up, and this has to be included in the presentation, because it's not just about people not selling, it's about that we can't keep up with the demand due to, where is this slide?
Supply chain.
The supply inventory. There's that one, but oh God, sorry guys. I'll have to find it, or maybe I need to find it. But because of during, you know, the 08, there just was no building happening for years. So it got us behind schedule. So what's interesting is that there's continued to be a rising shortage, but we have to build 1 million new homes a year to be on track.
We're not building that much.
To be on track. And you know what, if we're staying on track and building 1 million homes a year, how many years do you think it will take us to catch up?
Say 4 years.
18 years.
So
18 years for us to be back on track by building $1 million, a million homes a year.
wow.
Is that crazy?
It is.
Right, because of all the stuff that happened, I have to find the slide on that. But really, it allows us to provide perspective and tells a story, because the numbers don't lie. Right, and that's why I always try to talk to you guys about, track your numbers, know your numbers. Even if you're not a numbers person, steal it. Right, and if you don't understand the numbers, ask someone, so then you have the summary or the narrative behind that. Because the game is, especially when it's a little emotional for some of the buyers right now. Oh my God, because this is a story. Okay, I was gonna buy, then I decided not to buy, I was gonna wait, and now I waited too long. Right, and then, so you're dealing with all of these emotions, right? However, to keep the buyers in the game, you have to have the statistics, right, and the story behind it. So really, another perspective out to the people, because are people asking you, well, it's 08, 09, 06 to 09, is that gonna happen yet? What do you guys say?
No.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to make sure that we're clear on that. But some, because we're in the industry, we track the numbers, we know what the situation was. That's why, when COVID hit, we're just like, oh my God, is the same thing gonna happen? No, because we were leveraged to the hilt back in the day, right? That's not the case now. So, the state of the market is inherent to the agent, right? So we want to make sure that we're having the conversations. The average age of people having babies right now, that's probably right on with Jesse, is 32. Right? So we have the highest influx of buyers right now, low inventory, still incredible affordability. So then we're still in that perfect storm. So remember when we were talking in 2020, like you know, when everything was like, you know, we exploded, right? Had probably the highest closings in July of 2020, right? Just incredible, and then started moving on. That was that perfect storm, low interest rate, you know, all these buyers out there, et cetera. So it's important that you have to know your stuff. You have to know your stuff. So be the local economist of choice, right? We do believe most buyers are letting others do too much of their thinking for them. So it is up to us collectively, right, to share the story, okay? And what's missing is expert advice. So remember, we give facts, not opinions. Right, and we talked about this in March of 2020. We give facts, not opinions, because what is the media's sole job to do?
Sell ads.
Yes.
True.
Exactly. It's hysterical, but it's so true, right?
Titillate, scare.
Exactly. So, yeah, so this almost reminds me of when COVID hit, right? It was all speculation, anxiety, anticipation. We had to come in and relax people a little bit. We had to control the narrative. Did you guys say something? Oh, you did, okay. Buyers need professional advice in a shift more than ever. It is your job to become the professional voice they listen to. Sorry, I was just taking all these notes. Your goal is to round out their economic understanding and market knowledge so they can have a complete picture, right? A complete picture. Get out of your head. Okay.
I'm not, I just say that to me.
Because I know you very well.
Looking at your
Very, very well. Okay, but really, willingness lives in a buyer's market. The expectations, right? They can be fact, but it's based on more of emotion, right? So if we can help them with the facts, then it's easier for, you know, yes.
All the statistics, they're on the NAR site, right? Most of these statistics to look them up.
Well, all of this came from Gary Keller
Okay.
and his research team, so on and so forth. So I'll be sending out.
We'll have access to family.
Yeah.
reunion.
This is from Family Reunion. And also I got the slideshow, you know that Steve guy, what's his last name?
Oh, Thomas,
Good.
Thomas.
Yeah, yeah,
Thomas.
he's amazing. So I've already booked him for September 27th. So, huh?
He's fantastic.
Yeah,
You
so-
have him here, it's amazing.
You got the slide.
Yeah, so today, Andrew's gonna send out this slide presentation, right? So you can go in and go through all the stats. And then we'll also include the link for the slides from Steven. And like I said, I already booked September 27th because that's when they're getting ready to do all their forecasting for 2023. Woo! Feels like Stephanie, we're barely second quarter of 2022. I know. But it's a comment. Okay, so a buyer's sense of the market can be a tailwind that drives them forward, right? Or the headwind that stops them cold. So again, it is our job as the real estate professionals to have the story. So I wanted to sort of remind them it's a cyclical business. You know, equity buildup is through mortgage debt pay down. It still remains a proven path to financial wealth. So we want to share with them. It means there's nothing better than home ownership, right? And it's a long-term investment. It's always a long-term investment. And the short-term investment, right, is at the mercy of the market, which a lot of people have done very well in the short-term market. So we want to continually communicate local market statistics, right? So what time is it? Okay. So it gives a historical perspective. So you want to know local market info, you know, our area's job growth, our population growth or lack thereof. Like, do you guys know in title and stuff like that, how many people are coming in and coming out? Do you know that?
Like coming in locally from out of state.
Well, yeah, because you know, the story is Californians are leaving. They're getting, you know, there's this mass exodus. Is it, I think maybe, is it really, or is it a little bit?
It's trackable by pulling full value transfers. So you can get that granular, but you know, it's hard to track the people that are coming in, renting, stuff like that. But we can get granular. Come see me on a one-on-one basis. We can talk.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
possible. But for every, you know, California that's leaving, 2 out-of-state people are coming. So don't get caught up in the minutia of that. It's very nuanced. So,
Yeah, because that's another narrative, right?
we don't do narratives, right?
And a lot of times too is, who's it doesn't matter, I was talking to someone yesterday about, always make sure that you're asking the question, well, where are you purchasing a second home? Right, because a lot of people, may not necessarily be leaving, but they're buying Tennessee, Texas, Arizona, blah, 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 blah. There's a secondary market right now like no other. So really have those questions, because if you're not asking the question, someone else is, right? So you might as well be on the forefront of that. I had a consultation with one of our agents yesterday, and she's also licensed in Nevada. So we're working on both, having her business in both areas, right? And then I said, don't forget, if you're talking to people about having a secondary home in, outside of Vegas, blah, 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 et cetera, I mean, she's getting to know the areas, also be tapped in with other agents in the hot spots, right? Steven, he spoke about that, right, last meeting, and really utilize that, develop those relationships in the top areas, because why not? I mean, the referral network, right, is one of your line items of revenue stream. Okay, so make sure that you have that in there. And then obviously the second thing with your buyers, so you'll talk to them, logically, give them the statistics, blah, 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 control the narrative. And then what else do we tap into? I can't say, their why.
The what?
Their why, right? Because nothing drives someone, if someone wants to move, they're gonna move. Like with Sananta's situation, the gal, there was, a death in the family, so she inherited some people coming in her household. Now she has no space. She's like, I gotta move. I have to move, right? So there's always a compelling reason, a new job, a baby, a marriage, retirement, being closer to family, or farther, as far away from the family as possible.
Divorce.
Yeah, divorce. They want to go to a certain place. Like I said, a lot of people are having, bi-coastal, right? And not just necessarily in the United States somewhere. They can be like, hey, I want to go get a place in Costa Rica. Great. So nice. Death, bright vision of a new life adventure, right? So there's all these different things. So you tap into their why, and really don't be fearful of getting in touch with their heart. Get in touch with their heart as well as their head, okay? So you want to be comfortable asking those personal questions. And some of you are just like, well, I don't want people asking me those questions. It's like, well, too bad. Get over it, right? Be comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to ask the questions to get to the root of the situation. Because if all of a sudden you continue asking why, so why are you thinking about buying? Why are you thinking about moving there? Really tell me more about that. Wow, what will that do for you? What?
Because everything this is going on is I'm considering buying a house, and that's why she keeps drilling at me and looking at me.
I know what's going on.
And then I was thinking about book club, so it wasn't all that.
So what will that mean to you and your family? Ask the questions, because sometimes they do not even realize how emotionally connected they are to the decision that they're about to make, right? Unless you ask them. Be curious, be childlike. I really wish a lot of you would even ask yourself the deep questions of why, right? Because sometimes you may go, oh, that's really the reason why I'm doing X, Y, Z.
Yes.
Right? So be curious with your client. Talk about their personal wants and needs. Set up like if you're sitting with your clients, put a line in the middle of the paper, put wants and needs. Well, what do you want? What do you absolutely need? What are your non-negotiables? Right? Have that in front of them at all times. So let's say if you get into a house, I know there's multiple offers and it really sucks at times, right? But if you get into a house and they're just like, oh, I don't know, it fits your needs. It totally fits your needs. If we don't be aggressive on this one, we don't know when the next one's going to pop up. So let's go for it. And some people, when they realize it fits their needs and it has some of their wants in there, they'll like, you know, maybe they were only gonna go 25,000 over, maybe they'll go 100. Right, I've done maybe extreme, but you know what I'm talking about,
So extreme.
right? I mean,
So extreme.
Not right now.
because then they're, what they wanna spend can change. Like I was working with some buyers, they were at 700, this is a while back, 700, 800. We ended up buying at almost 1.1.
Oh, wow.
Really? Why didn't you tell me that a long time ago, right? No, but that, because then I showed them a house, and I was just like, oh my God, that fits everything, we don't have to do anything, we can just go in and just move in. Uh-huh. Done. Daddy, can I have an extra 200,000? Yeah. That's what happens, right? So, but it's all about having those, you know, asking the questions and really be comfortable in your own skin to ask those questions. Because remember, we're the physician, we're the doctor, we're the consultant, we're everything. We're there to solve their problem, right? Solve their problem. Okay, I've chatted long enough. Any questions, comments, anything that you guys want to discuss? Carolyn.
I just want to say that on the non-negotiables too, don't count them out, because I've had several clients say, I would never have a pool, it is non-negotiable, and they buy with a pool. So you might want to go back to those and just say, here's this great house, but.
No, it's true. Like, I think everyone's heard the story about, I had a client, she was like 1.3 and wanted, I only could look for houses with white kitchen cabinets. I'm like, are you flipping ass kidding me right now?
Change the color,
With the view, right? So I'm just like, oh my God, okay. So then finally, I found her this house. I'm like, oh my God, this fits everything else. It's brand new construction. It has the view of more than she'd ever want to see. I'm gonna take her there anyway. I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. Right? And so she wasn't even in the house yet. She goes, I'm sold. And she walked in, there were great cabinets. And she's like, I don't care. Oh, I'm all good. See the sunset? It was perfect. It was perfect. So to your point, 100%. Right? But we at least have a base. So Ben, were you gonna say something else?
You were just nailing out of the park. I mean, at the end of the day, you mentioned, you're the physician, when you sit down with your doctor, we don't just start and stop with small talk. Did you see what happened at the Oscar? No. It's how you live it. Let's talk about it, right? Because you are their financial doctor. I mean, 73% of Americans achieve their wealth through home ownership. It's up to us to ask those open-ended questions, because you're their advocate, right? You're there for life. All of us in here share the same goal. The vehicle may be different. Ours may be title, loans, real estate, but we all are relationship managers. And if we don't ask those open-ended questions and get deep, we're unable to dot connect. So think about that, engage your spheres, ask those open-ended questions, and really get to know them. And you know, if you need something to guide you, think of Ford. Everyone knows the car, Ford, right? Stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. If I know Ford on everyone in my phone, I'm not missing a deal, and I'm able to dot connect on a high level. So that's kind of all I want to talk about there. So.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let me go back to. Wait, what am I doing? See, wait. Okay, where? Okay, hold on.
So, yeah. there you
This
go.
one.
Yep, and then present our slideshow on the top.
Oh, come on. All right, awesome. Then we go here. Okay, Nicole, where are you? Come on up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole. I'm a real estate at Calabasas office.
Yeah.
I also have a nonprofit. I'm co-founder of Case Run for Cause. We are a nonprofit organization, and we do events twice a year. We're gonna move it up to 3 next year, but we do events to raise awareness about invisible disabilities in our community. Our event we have coming up is May 7th, is Autism Awareness. This month, But we're doing our event next month for Mother's Day weekend because we want to include the mothers in this event because of COVID shutting us down for 2 years. We wanted to do something fun. So it's gonna be a carnival light. We're gonna have bounce house, clowns, kids arts. We have vendors there that they can participate, you know, and show support for the community. But we're doing it to raise awareness, and we give back to an organization called PALS, which is an organization that helps individuals with invisible disabilities because after they reach 18, they have nowhere to go. And they're put into the world of society to fit in with us, and they need to feel comfortable. So PALS gives them that tool to fit into society. And we partner with different organizations such as Target to donate supplies to us. Fleet Feet that helps with giving them discounts on shoes and everything. We have a sponsorship with Friendly Shoes, which everybody can benefit from, but they make specialized shoes for individuals that have disabilities. And these shoes we could benefit from too, because like for children, for example, they don't like tying their shoes. They make really cool shoes that you can just zip up without having to tie them. And our organization have 15% off of those shoes. So I am here today to ask you guys to join us. I have a discount for KW agents, $10 off. You just sign up through our website at case5k.org. Use that code KW agents, you get $10 off. And if you cannot join us in person, you can join us virtually. And if you don't want to do that at all, you can just make a donation. At the top of the page, it has donations. You can just click there and make a donation.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
She has some little cards so that she can pass out. Yeah, it's very, very cool. Thank you, Nicole. NAREP. So we have Maya Paula and Eileen Rodriguez. This is an amazing organization that is absolutely taking off. So they want to share with you. Good old Mike.
Hi, how are you?
Go ahead.
Come inwards. Let's move this so Eileen can make it through, shan't we? Well, I'm gonna start coming up for you just so you can see the whole thing. There you go. Sorry. Good morning, Keller Williams. I hope everyone is doing well.
Yeah.
My name is May Alcala. I am the president of the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. This is my vice president. My name is May Alcala. So I am here today with Eileen to talk about our upcoming event. For those of you who may not know what NAREP is about, I'm going to lead this over to Eileen shortly, but NAREP, again, is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. Do we only work with Hispanics? No. We work with many different cultures and whatnot. I'm a minority myself. I came here in 1984 from the Philippines. Thank you very much, born and bred. So when we came here, quick story, when we were looking to buy a house, no one really ever taught us on what we were looking for, you know, just in general. When we decided to make the American dream come true for our families, lo and behold, no one educated my parents. No one looked at our outcome, what their income was going through. They had 4 children they had to feed, so on and so on. Over the years, over time, rates, interest increased. My parents lost their home. So no one ever educated them. Come 2001, when they decided to buy again, we came across another agent who was able to really work with my parents on their income, making sure that they're able to afford it, what their plans and goals were. And if they only have done that in 1987, it would have been a totally different story. That's why I advocate for NAREP. As you can see, I'm not Hispanic, but I am Filipina when I am in this role. Okay, and so we try to educate agents, lenders, as to what they can do in order for them to help their buyers and sellers succeed for themselves and allow their, I guess, offspring to have generational wealth building. That's the concept. And here I am from that generational wealth building. Introducing Eileen. Her turn in regards to my friend.
Yeah, so I just want to invite everybody for April 29th. NAREP, I've been to some of the events. That's why I decided to join, because our networking is everybody helping all the agents. And I like that you'll ask questions and we go ahead and share what works for us and how we're successful. a lot of you guys know probably my numbers here at the office. I'm always pushing and willing to help any of you guys with whatever works for me. So I would like any of you guys, feel free to ask me any questions, and hopefully I see most of you there. That's it.
So what, well, hold on a sec, so what is membership? I think it's looking at me like, what is she gonna ask me? Holy shit. So, well, how much is it, what is membership for NAHREP? What does it include, and then how much is this event?
Okay, so this event right here with membership is $75. That includes your ticket to see Mike and also your membership with NAHREP West San Fernando Valley. There's 2 NAHREPs in San Fernando. We're west, we're on the west side, and then there's San Fernando. So when you Google, or if you have any questions, ask Eileen, or even Stephanie, who, by the way, was kind enough to sponsor this event on 4/29. And we're anticipating that we see you all there. Membership $75, including ticket. At the door is $100, so please go online and purchase it first. Members are $25. But because we are relatively a new chapter, at a standing point, we're less than 50 current members right now, and we'd like to increase our membership, please. So if you are a big Mike Ferry fan, even if you're not a big Mike Ferry fan, come hither and come learn.
Yeah.
We also have a great icebreaker too with LAPD. We will also be welcoming all our guests, all our 250 guests, to come join us at Joey's for a free alcoholic beverage.
This one?
One, dude, times 250, come on, guys. Give it up, okay? So come at Joey's 429, you know? Take the ticket from someone who's on the way. Okay, any questions?
Yeah, over there.
Yes?
I'm sorry, how much was the membership?
Membership with ticket for this event is $75.
Not just for the event, but just the membership.
A membership is $50 and
Oh.
plus the ticket is $25.
Oh,
Hence the
cool.
$25 if you are a member.
Okay, great, that's
Okay.
awesome.
Anyone else? Maria,
Yeah.
a question?
It's gonna be at the Marriott in Woodland Hills.
Oh,
So it's local. Okay, you guys want to carpool? I'll pick you all up. Bring a bus over.
So there's a guarantee with that alcohol at Joey's?
Yes, there is a guarantee of alcohol at Joey's.
is alcohol.
Wait,
This is the Calabasas office.
all right, but it also allows you to really mingle. Guys, the value in this too is it allows you to mingle with so many different offices out there. Imagine you're writing an offer in Woodland Hills. And you're like, oh my God, I met you at that NAHREP event at Joey's. Oh my God, our VP is with my office. You know, the probabilities of your offer being looked at because you've met these connections, because you're a member, because you're part of the NAHREP familia, you're gonna be like, dude, you're gonna be their number one. So a lot of clientele look at it in that way, from my opinion. I don't know, she's the agent.
I
So,
mean, for the past 6 months, just being with NAHREP and like the Remax one and John Hart, it's actually worked out.
see that? Look that first. Any other questions? All right, then I'm gonna sit out.
Awesome, thank you. And, okay, I love Mike Ferry. That's how I started my business, was one-on-one coaching with Mike Ferry, back 24 years ago, right? So he's obviously knows this industry inside and out. I've also been coached by Tom. I mean, they all have the same foundational stuff. So I would recommend, if you have an opportunity for Mike to get out of Las Vegas to come here and give you a, basically a one-on-one, because it will be an intimate setting, even with 250 people you're anticipating, Nate? Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I would recommend, if I'm not in New Orleans, I'll be there. So, so I'll be there. I know. Never mind. Anyway, we'll have that conversation later. No, so we'll be there for sure. Where are we? So thank you, Eileen and May. Look at our pretty calendar. Yay. Okay, so make sure, what is today? Tuesday. Okay. It's still Tuesday? Okay. So make sure you go on Rich's class. We only have one class for Rich this month because he's traveling. So there's the entity buyers and sellers, the new RPA. So make sure that you jump into that. And obviously I'm anticipating each and every one of you to be at Ignite launch this Friday at 10 o'clock with Philip. et cetera. Are we done? What time is it anyway? Oh, look at how, oh, David and Boss, let me see that picture, it was kind of blurry. But anyway, see, we had like 40 people for Joxie's going away party. Oh, Ben, you were there.
Was beautiful.
That's right. So that was super duper fun. Where's the? Oh, did we have a picture of?
The best martini.
Oh, that's right. And then, yeah, and then, yeah, that was last week, but it's Thursday. So we had some culture too with Paul Morris, and we do have the non-X-rated or non-explicitive. Is that what we say?
Not as good version.
How do you say it? Explicit. No, so, oh, that's right. So it was super fun. So, we did send that out. So if you guys didn't get a chance to be here and see it live, then like I said, if you're okay with F-bombs, I mean, most of you are used to it with me, but, I'm not as. So, but yeah, so it was super awesome. Oh, look it. They said something funny. Salim is laughing. I'm laughing. They're laughing. It was funny. I don't know exactly what moment that was. Okay. So, but as you know, we love our culture here. And then Steve, thank you. So Steve Sachs, right? Do you guys know Steve Sachs? Oh, you met him you met him at the thing. But anyway, he has a new listing with a 2.2, 2.
Is it 2.5?
Yeah, it's 2.5, well, just under 2.5.
Do we, yeah. Do we have the address? So anyway, we always have our broker tour on Fridays at 11 o'clock. Steve is having a special one today just for him. Okay. They also do broker tour on Tuesdays. So anyway, so he's gonna be there. So if you guys want to go check out his listing.
That's happening right now,
Yeah,
actually, and it's
going.
What's the address?
5160 Yolanda Avenue in Tarzana. It's a beautiful property.
Oh, and there are mimosas there.
Yeah. No, he does.
So, oh, he does. Oh,
These
well,
are-
I- Okay.
I'll put that in the chat.
And then obviously our Michael Lewis marketing suite, for those of you that haven't.
5160 Yolanda.
For those of you that don't have the Michael Lewis marketing suite yet, please reach out to that guy, Andrew, and he'll get you all set up. It's just an amazing tool that we have brought into the office. We're done. Okay. All right. You guys have, you want to promote your, yes. Hello, everybody. See a lot of familiar faces, but for those of you that don't know myself, my business partner, I am Jamie Angel, business partner, Benacasa Fidelity Title. We've been title execs for 19 years, and we are going to be teaching a class on the 19th, right after your meeting here. Generating, well, let me first ask you this question. Who here wants more business? That's it? Nobody else thinks
All right,
that?
the four
Okay.
of you will
Yeah.
meet after.
So the name of our class is Generating New Business. So if you want to know how to create more inventory in your community, show up to our class. Philip, in the past, and we've known him for many years, has gone to a numerous amount of our classes. Philip, if you don't mind, can you just tell them real quickly, did you learn from going to any of our classes?
Immense.
Did you hear that? Immense. So we don't talk title because title is very boring. We talk about how to create more inventory for you and your business with your community. So we hope to see you there. Thank you. All right, awesome. And then Lori and I are working on some stuff for you guys for May. So you want to say hi, Lori? Say hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hey, everyone. All right, awesome. So,
Book club.
oh, Christine, come here.
Well, I forgot the date. Let me look it up really quick. What,
27th?
I don't know. Tonight.
Last Tuesday.
Real estate related book, but very interesting. Got some discoveries. We have an amazing book club. This will be our third month in a row. We had it. A lot of participation. We go off and talk about a lot of different things, a lot of real estate things, a lot of It's really fun, and we have good food and drinking. So it's a great weekend. You guys all come.
Yeah.
Say no.
Yeah, for this out, we have a lot of alcohol in this office, but we are not alcoholics.
Great difference.
There's a difference. We didn't drink. Okay, we're happy. Stop recording. Yeah, we probably should stop recording.